Hello class, today I'm going to be explaining lesson 5 and lesson 4, the half of lesson 4. So if you all open your books to 4.2 and it's page 20, okay? So you're going to write the sentences and you have 30 sentences. And so what you're going to do is make your flashcards for the very top of page 20. You have is now written ST. Is the ST. So notice that it's over here, initial S and then final T for is the. Okay? Let me see. Okay, is the. It's written together. So very important that you all notice it's written together. Is the. With the is WT. With the, WT. Remember, I don't want you to have your dictionaries on. It's just your homework user or no dictionary, because I want you to see the WT over here as well, WT. I have the dictionary on, but I don't want you all to have it. You really have to train yourselves to actually read through the stenographic notes, okay? Very important because you're learning a brand new language. And notice how I can make my vertical notes. Let me just bring that to your attention. I can make them smaller, which I don't want, or bigger, which I want because I want them enlarged, because this is what's going to stand out to you, your vertical notes. That replaces the paper stenographic notes, okay? Very important. And so memorize those little phrases at the top of page 20. And then we have are the. Are the is written RT. Are the. Notice I wrote it in one stroke. R with the T is are the. You're not going to write the R first and then the T after it. No, it's all together. Are the, with the, is the. So make your flashcards. On one side of the flashcard, write WT, and then on the other side, put with the, and test yourself. It really makes a difference. So one more time, with the, WT, are the, RT, with the, are the, is ST, is the. Okay, very important that you all memorize these. Anytime you see a box, high frequency phrases, you have to memorize it. So going on, sentence exercises 4-2. So what you have to do now is you have to write the sentences. Remember, you don't write the numbers because there are no numbers. You don't know how to write your numbers yet. So you're just writing the sentences. If anything's underlined on your sentences on page 20, that means it's a phrase, okay? So it starts with number 1, is ST. So you're gonna write that together. Is the rag wet, question mark, okay? Is the rag wet, question mark. So if you notice, you all, over on page 21, those are your notes. That's how your steno should look. So we have the English sentences on page 21 and page 22 is what your steno notes over here on the right side should look like, okay? So use that as an aid. We're including punctuation, question mark, period, commas, phrases underlined, and it's one stroke, okay? So I'm going to write number 2. Are the rags wet? Are the rags wet? Question mark, okay? Are the rags wet? Remember, you can always go back and look at this. I know I go kind of fast at times, but I want to explain the assignment, but I also want to give you some speed building. Very important. And then we have the tar is hot. So the is your new T, initial side. Tar is hot, period. Okay? The tar is hot, period. Very important. So just remember to take your time, check your work, listen to my homework instructions on how to complete the assignment, and anytime there's a comma, you have to include it or it's wrong and you're going to have to redo it. So just remember, you're allowed up to 10 errors on each homework assignment. If you get more than 10 errors, then you have to redo that part so that you get credit for it. So take your time, do it correctly, do extra sentences. That way, if you miss something, hopefully you picked it up and did it correctly later on down in your work. So very, very important, okay? Periods, commas, question marks. No numbers because you haven't learned the numbers yet. So look over on page 21, 22. That's what your steno notes should look like, okay? Take your time, do it correctly, and check your work. So going on to lesson 5. If you all want to open your books to page 23, lesson 5, remember, just when you kind of feel comfortable with this court reporting information, then it changes and it goes on to a new lesson. So it's always going to be like this. Just when you feel comfortable, we cover a new lesson. That's just court reporting. We're covering 22 lessons this semester, so that's pretty slow. Normally in the spring, we have a faster theory class because it covers, I believe, 27 chapters and then goes into the summer with only 10 weeks. So this has got more time in the semester. We have 2 16-week semesters, which really makes a difference. So lesson 5 on page 23, keyboard familiarization. So now we're going to start writing double character representations on the machine, and we're going to write the vowel I and its initial side. So very, very important. And I'm just going through. The I is written EU. So we have all the vowels, but when EU is stroked at the same time, that's your I. It'll translate in English to I and EU. You stroke them at the same time, okay? Very, very important. And notice I'm writing it with my right hand, and it's with the thumb, EU. Just kind of rest my thumb on there, okay? So always remember EU will be an I. So for example, if I wanted to write the word rid, I write R because it's the initial part of the word. It's the first sound. The EU is an I and then the D, and it'll change it in English for me. So that's really nice. But I want you all to be with all of this translating as the same as over here. I don't want you all to have an English translation, not yet, because you're still learning everything. So without looking at the machine, place your fingers on the home row keys. Practice I by writing the following. So it gives you some letters to practice. Remember, your hands are like this on the home key. Your thumbs lay on the vowels. The left hand is on the left side of the machine. The right hand fingers are on the right side, okay? Like that. And so now you're going to have an exercise assignment, 5-1, and you're going to have to write letters together. So let's go to 5-1. It's on the initial side, so it's only going to be on the left side of the machine. So I'm going to write S-A. And so look at my notes, okay, over here. That's why this is distracting if you have an English. S-A. I'm going to write T-O-K-E-P-U-W-I-H-E-R-E-R-I. Okay? So notice, let's check it. S-A-T-O-K-E, checking it to my book. P-U-W-I-H-E-R-E-R-I. Okay? So notice that I pressed the I at the same time. So you're putting all of these, they're different little letter combinations, the S-A together, the T-O together, K-E together, P-U together, W-I together. Anytime you see an I, it's going to be equal to EU. Very important that you all know that. And so going on, I just kind of like to cover that with you all. You've got 5-2, new initial side double consonants. So these are initial side. It's on the left side of your machine, double consonants. So that means we're going to use 2 letters on the machine on the left side to make up a consonant, okay, because we don't have all the alphabet letters represented. So I think it's very important that you all get your flashcards and memorize the top of page 24, initial side double consonants. So your new D is going to be TK, is your new D. So anytime you see TK, it's a D. So if you make your flashcards and put TK on one side, the letter D up behind it, and just test yourselves, it makes a big difference, okay? The new B is PW, B. So let's say I want to write the word bat. I'm going to write P-W-A-T, and it changes it in English for me. P-W is your new B, and then A-T. Okay, bat. Your new L is H-R on the initial side. Remember, they're beginning parts of a word. So H-R is our new L. So if I wanted to write the word lug, I just write H-R-U-G, and that's lug. Okay? So then we have the letter F is TP, going on to the right side at the very top of page 24. TP, So is my new F, TP. So let's say I wanted to write the word fig, F-I-G, okay? Because this is my new F. It automatically will translate it if you have your dictionary on or if you're in your name user. But I want you to memorize all of this because these are very important. So your new TP is your F, and your new M is PH. PH is your new M, okay? M over here. So let's say I wanted to write the word mat. It's going to be a P-H-A-T because that's my new M, and it changes it in English for you, okay? Very, very important that you all memorize these. So I'm going to give you a little shortcut that I remember on how to memorize these. If you notice, on your keyboard over here, we have on the initial side, DBL, DBL. So just remember the abbreviation for double, DBL. So TK is a D, PW is a B, HR is an L. Double, DBL. That's how it helps me to remember it. F is TP, F, TP, F. And so it's over on the left-hand side. And then M is right next to it. So TP is the F, PH is the M. So try and remember maybe FM radio. So F and then PH is M. And I think that's really helpful. Double and then FM at the very top for the TP and then the PH. Okay? And so just take your time and write the letters, listen to my homework instructions. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and dictate some of these sentences that you all did last time. So I'm going to give you a little, for the last homework assignment, a little warm up. And I'm going to start with the initial side of the keyboard. Remember, those are your basics, and that should be everything, your basics. So find a focal point. I'm going to enlarge myself because I'm going to dictate, okay? So I'll give you a couple of seconds to get ready for that. Okay, and so try not to look at your books, try not to look at your keyboards, just focus on what I'm saying, write it down. And I'm going to enlarge myself, so there's no need to look at the software. Okay, and so I'm going to start with the initial side. This is all the left-hand side. I'm going to go a little faster just because this should already be a little more familiar to you. If it's not, it's okay. Just keep going over it, over and over and over until it's a broken record, really. Everything in these lessons, all throughout your court reporting studies, just go over your theory book. That's the only way you're going to be able to write quick. That's the only way you're going to be able to get out of school quicker. And it just makes a difference. If you don't know the basics, you can't proceed. So you've got to really hone in on all these lessons. When you're done doing your homework, you're not done. Keep going over the lessons, listen to lab lecture, take it down because it's easy to look at the book and write it. But it's a lot harder to listen to us and be able to write it. And that's how you gain your speed. You just listen to it as many times as you need to. Always, just like you would practice a musical instrument. You just go over it until you just master it, okay? And these lessons are always open for you in Blackboard. I never close them. They're always there. So you all can just practice and practice until you perfect it. So initial side of the keyboard, I'm going to go pretty fast just because I want to dictate some more sentences, okay? Here we go, you all. Find a focal point, get your hands in the home key position. Here we go. S, T, P, H, S, K, W, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S, S, T, S, K, P, W, H, R, H, P, T, S, R, W, K, S, O, A, S, T, P, H, S, W, K, R, A, O, H, P, T, S, S, T, A, S, T, O, K, W, A, K, W, O, P, A, O, T, A, H, R, P, W, T, K, O, S, R, O, R, A, H, A, W, S, T, P, H, A, O, S, K, W, R, A, O, P, H, T, S, O, A, R, W, K, S, T, O, K, A, P, O, W, A, H, O, W, S, T, O, A, H, P, K, R, S, O, A, T, H, W, R. Remember, practice writing these exercises until you can write each of the letters without hesitation. Very, very important. If you have difficulty locating a letter, look at the keyboard chart at the top of the page. So they're always on top of your page, or you could have something like this, or just the green sheets that I gave some of you. Do not look at the keyboard though when I'm dictating, because it'll throw you off. Just learn to locate the keys by touch and not by sound, okay? Very, very important. Now we're going to the final side of the keyboard. This is with your right hand. And here we go. Find a focal point, really concentrate, try your hardest for everything. And remember, the final letters are DZ. And so DZ are the last keys over here, okay? Just so you know, D and a Z, but you hit the D only, and then the Z is the bottom, okay? Here we go. F, P, L, T, R, B, G, S, T, L, P, F, R, B, G, S, S, G, B, F, R, P, B, L, G, T, S, R, F, B, P, G, L, S, T, L, P, F, E, F, U, R, B, G, S, E, U, F, P, L, T, U, S, G, B, R, E, T, S, E, U, L, E, G, U, P, E, F, R, U, E, F, R, P, B, L, T, U, P, E, F, L, E, G, U, R, S, L, G, T, E, S, U, B, R, E, F, U, R, P, E, B, U, G, E, T, F, G, U, S, R, U, T, G, T, S, L, G, E, P, B, U, F, R, S, E, U, S, E, T, R, E, F, B, L, G, F, R, T, P, E, T, U, S, F, G, T, E, R, U, B, T. Okay, so very important that you all get your basics, the initial side, the final side. Always a good way to warm up. Very important that you all do that, okay? And so now I'm going to go on to lesson 3, and I'm going to dictate some words. Remember, stroke them correctly. If I'm going too fast, just get in with the next word, okay? These are all words from lesson 3, okay? So find a focal point. I really want you to focus on the words. And here we go. Rat. Now, since you know the comma, put the comma in between. So rat, and then if you have time, put a comma, okay? Rat. Sorry, at this time of the day, I'm going to get this, this that keeps popping up about the software, okay? Sorry about that. Here we go. Rag. Rob. Rot. Rod. Red. Rub. Rug. Rut. Hat. Hop. Hog. Hot. Hug. Hut. War. Wet. Pal. P-A-L. Pat. Pop. Pod. Pot. Pet. Pep. Pull. Per. Car. Cap. Cab. Cat. Cop. Keg. cuff, cur, cup. Going on to page 15, you all. But just write. Don't look at your books. It'll throw you off. Just write what I'm saying, okay? Here we go. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Cut. Tar. Tap. Tag. Tab. Top. Tub. Tug. Sap. Sad. Sob. Set. Sub. Strap. Scrap. Spread. Stop. Shot. Staff. Step. Stag. Stud. Stuff. Star. Stab. Scab. Scat. Scar. Skull. Spat. Spot. Sped. Spar. Spur. Swell. Swap. Shut. Shed. Shot. Shell. Shag. Hard. Hurt. Held. Weld. Welt. Wet. Word. Pelt. Kept. Curb. Curd. Curl. Soft. Tuft. Shaft. Start. Craft. Theft. crept, sharp, short, throb, card, cub. Okay, and so I just went through all of those words on page 14 and 15. So if you want to check your words compared to what I dictated, you can do that. I know it's a little fast, but I really want to give you all a good head start. Just remember to get it accurately. I don't care if you drop, just make sure you can read what you have and not sit there struggling, not able to figure it out, okay? That's what's key here. Okay, so I'm going to go on to 3-2, word exercises. And it's 2-3 strokes, some of them. Page 16. Here we go. Find a focal point. And you all, anytime you have any feedback, don't hesitate to send me a quick email. If you're unsure of anything, please ask, because I'd rather you know than not know, okay? Any suggestions, anything, please, please, I'm open to anything. Here we go. These are all going to be 2 strokes or even 3. Chop up. Kept up. Prop up. Scrub up. Shut up. Start or stop. Stop war. Stop us. Stop her. Short chat. Soft hat. Soft spot. Soft shell. Hard shell. Hard hat. Red hat. Red scar. Hard tug. Red cart. Hot car. Hot stuff. Wet spell. Sharp rod. Hot stuff. And make sure that you all go over 3-2, look at the words, write them, and then listen to me and write them, okay? Going on to lesson 4. Remember, very important that you all know these briefs and endings, inflected endings, okay? Is, I'm going to minimize myself just because I want to write some of these down, just because it's important for you all to know, is going to be S. S is. The is T. K is can. With is W. R is R. A is A. Okay? And so we have the word robs, R-O-B, come back final S. R-O-B, final S. Pets, P-E-T, come back final S. Remember the inflected endings, okay? So let's say the final words, all words ending in ED or D is going to be final D. So spelled, S-P-E-L, second stroke D. Okay? Spelled, S-P-E-L, come back final D. Final words ending in S and ES is going to be final S. So rubs is R-U-B, come back final S. Notice it's on the final side, very important. R-U-B, final S. Words ending in ing is just G by itself. So think of it, it's the last letter of those endings. So spells ends in an S, so it's the S. Spelled ends in a D, so it's the D by itself. Running ends in a G, so it's the G by itself. Okay, if that helps you to remember. So rubbing is rub, come back final G. On the final side, because it's an ending, remember the beginning parts of the word are the initial side, vowels are down here. Right side is endings, word endings. Okay? And then don't forget your period is FPLT, period. Comma is RBGS, question mark STPH. Okay? Very, very important. So I'm going to just dictate to you all. I'm going to enlarge myself, and I want you all to write these words just like they are, okay? Just whatever I'm dictating. Find a focal point. Is the can with a are a is can with a the are is with can is are the are with can the can a are the a is the with are a can the is a are with the are with can with the can is are a the are. And then here are some words, okay? Remember, you have to come back with the second stroke. These are they're the first word, you write down the word itself, and then you come back with whatever ending is in there, okay? Rob. Robs. Robbed. Robbing. pet, pets, petted, petting, pull, pulls, pulled, pulling, stop, stops, stopped, stopping. So you come back with that second stroke, okay? That inflected ending. So let's say, for example, let me write some of these words. I'll write them slowly. I'm going to write rob, robs, robbed, robbing, okay? And so let's go back up. Rob, R-O-B, robs, R-O-B, final S, robbed, R-O-B, come back, final D, robbing, R-O-B, come back, final G, okay? Let's do it again with another word. The root word is pet, P-E-T. Now, if I wrote P-E-T-S in one stroke, it's wrong. So that's not right. You got to come back P-E-T, come back final S, okay? Final S. So we've got petted, petting, and I'm just putting commas because it's easier, okay? So you've got pet. Remember, this is wrong. P-E-T-S is wrong. So pets is P-E-T, final S. Petted is P-E-T, come back D. Petting, P-E-T, come back G. And remember, I don't want you all to have this over here coming out in English. That's not important. You need to just have this in vertical notes and all of this the same as what your vertical notes are, okay? Very important, you all. And so here we go on. Remember, period is F-P-L-T, comma, R-B-G-S, question mark, S-T-P-H, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dictate sentences, and I'm going to not tell you where the punctuation is. You have to know a cat sat, period, okay? You have to know to put that period in. Very important. Just like in court, they're not going to dictate like doctors do and say comma, period, slash, question mark. No, 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 no. You have to know where to put the punctuation. Very, very important. So I'm going to dictate the sentences. Remember, I won't say commas. You have to know where the commas go. And this is going to be 4-1, okay? Here we go. You'll find a focal point, and I'm going to dictate the sentences, not at any speed today, but I will for tomorrow's assignment, okay? It's going to be timed, but not today. Include all your punctuation. Here we go. Find a focal point. A cat sat. The cat is sad. The cat is wet. The cats are wet. A rag is wet. Is a rag wet? The wet rags are red. Cut the wet red rags. Cut up the rags. Spell the word. The word is spelled. Stop petting the cat. Remember, period, FPLT. Let me make it smaller because I'm going to write for you. Okay, so you've got period, FPLT, comma, RBGS, and then question mark, STPH, okay? And so I'm going to write the sentences so you all can see. Here we go. I'm going to just go slow and I'm going to write them with you so you can see how it should look. A cat sat. The cat is sad. Bring up my notes. The cat is wet. The cats are wet. Notice I didn't put my punctuation in the cat is sat period, so it just brings it all together. Okay? Include your periods, you all. The cats are wet. A rag is wet. A rag is wet, period. Okay? Is a rag wet? Is a rag wet? Question mark. The wet rags are red. The wet rags are red. Period. Okay? So that way you can see a rag is wet. Is a rag wet? Read your steno notes. The wet rags, notice I came back final S, are red. Okay? And then we've got cut the wet red rags. So cut the wet, comma, red rags, period. Okay? Sorry about this. Cut the wet red, oh, and I put a comma, rags, period. Okay? And then you've got spell the word, period. Check my notes. Spell the word, period. Okay? And then we've got the word is spelled. The word is spelled. Notice I came back and I got to put my period. I keep wanting to just come into this. The word is spelled. Okay? And then stop petting the cat. Stop petting the cat, period. Okay? So one more time, I'm going to dictate these to you. Here we go. Include your punctuation at no speed. Tomorrow we'll have speed. A cat sat. The cat is sad. The cat is wet. The cats are wet. A rag is wet. Is a rag wet? The wet rags are red. Cut the wet red rags. Cut up the rags. Spell the word. The word is spelled. Stop petting the cat. So keep listening to this as many times as you have to. Practice the words alone even. You know, cat, rag, just writing the words individually and then the sentences. Make sure you include your punctuation, your periods, your commas, your question marks. We don't dictate it as we wouldn't in court. You have to know where they go. So look at your books on page 19, observe the sentences, and check out where the commas, periods, and question marks are, okay? And just keep doing this over and over. I know some of you are done with your homework assignments. Just keep listening to labs and lectures over until you can get everything without hesitating, because we're always going to have new weeks and it's totally different. Okay? That's it, you all. Have a great day, and let me know if you have any questions. This is such a wonderful profession. I think you all will like it. There's lots of jobs, lots of money to be made. Just remember, the training is tough, but you can do it. Okay? Have a great day, you all.